Hey everyone, I'm Rach Cox. Today I wanted to talk to you about energy healing, what it is. You've probably all heard of it numerous times, but you may not necessarily know exactly what it is. You are a physical being and you're a non-physical being. So there's a little part of you, me, that's here living in this physical realm, and there is a eternal part of me that lives everywhere all the time. Soul, spirit, you may have heard of those. Your physical body lives in the third dimension, your soul in the fifth, and your spirit in the seventh. It's a vibrational universe, so we go up in levels of vibration, and the aim of the game is to get to the highest level of vibration, which is love, and live sort of from that energy. We all come from that energy. What I like to say, so we all come from this source energy. You may have heard of source, or call it God, or the universe, or the divine. It's the same thing. It's just where we emanate from, where we go back to. I believe we have heaps of lives, live heaps of lives. I have just had a huge weekend where I've finished this particular soul's journey. I've chosen to in this lifetime. So that incarnation of my soul and all that learning and all that those lifetimes have come to an end, and next life will be very different from the ones I've lived previously. So with your past lives, you're kind of living them all at the same time, because you'll still have things in your energy field that you bring through into this one that we need to heal. There's perhaps some things in the last lifetime that we didn't get to finish that we need to finish in this time. Things like that. You know, it can get very, very, very deep. We're all on a journey. All of our journeys are different. Some of us awaken, some of us don't. One is not better than the other. It just is what it is. You all know I had my spiritual awakening in Byron in 2013, which did change my life forever. I couldn't imagine my life without energy healing now. So I went to a Hay House Writers Workshop a couple of years ago, I think, in Melbourne. My beautiful friend and fellow meditation teacher, Zoe Sheridan, gave me a pass. And there was a beautiful girl there called Rebecca Campbell. She wrote Light is the New Black, and she makes some beautiful oracle cards. Look her up. And she said something during her little spiel that said, be the teacher you wished you had. And it has always stuck with me, because I've thought, you know, I can't fault one of my teachers. You know, they've all been absolutely amazing. But the thing I really, really loved about ASHATI was the fact that it's kind of scientific. It's like, this is what you are. This is how your energy body works and how it affects your health and your life. Just as, you know, drinking too much alcohol will affect your life. Smoking cigarettes will affect your life, and not in a good way. So it's also your thoughts will affect your life. Your emotions will affect your life. Your actions will affect your life. You're actually so much more than you think you are. And we go through life really not knowing that we're creating stuff around us. So energy healing, when I started the course in January 2016, and I'll put the link below for that. Fascinating course. Like, I just could not get enough of it. When I first watched the tutorial and read the guidance, it was remarkable. It's like, oh, I remember. I know all this. And it was just like so familiar, felt like home. It's just, and in January 2016 I started, and by May the 1st, 2016, I had set up TempleSoul in Greenwood in Singapore, not far from the Botanic Gardens. For those of you who know Singapore, it was a beautiful space, and it was just a thriving little community. And my clients brought so much to me. Like every time I did a healing with someone, it just felt blissful. It felt right, and it felt like exactly what I was meant to do. So we are an energetic being. That's who we are. Everything in our entire universe is energetic. So everything that moves, and every word you say, every emotion you feel, every thought you have, it ripples through the collective consciousness. So it not only affects you, actually, it affects everybody, because everything is energy, everything. So you can imagine that, how that can actually affect your physical being and your outer world, right? If you think your whole life fearful thoughts, if you're just on that vibration of fear the whole time, then that is what you'll attract. So that's sort of how the universe works. It's like attracts like. This is me, this is the universe, it's like a mirror. So I'm going to reflect back to you what you want. And I assume you want fearful episodes, because that's what you're resonating at. You know, when you see those sort of lucky people and everything goes right for them, they're not going to be negative people. They're going to be really highly positive people that know they can achieve it, people that know there's no limits to what they can achieve, you know, and good things come to them because that's the vibe they're sending out. It really is as simple as that. It's you, if you want something, you vibrate at that frequency, right? If you want, you know, to live a loving, peaceful life, then vibrate at that frequency and you'll live it. What happens with the physical body is that the energy gets blocked in it. We've got 7 chakras that run through our bodies, the colours of the rainbow, which is handy. Muladhara is your root chakra, and it goes up. Svadhisthana, sacral chakra, solar plexus, Manipura, Anahata is your heart chakra. Vishuddhi is your throat chakra, Agya your third eye, and Sahasrara your crown chakra. And there is a column of light called Sushumna that runs through from the divine masculine up here through to the divine feminine down here. Shiva and Shakti is another word for it. So the goddess energy from below and the god energy from above. So the divine masculine and the divine feminine. You have a mix of both energies within you. The right side, I'm really bad with my left and right, but the right side represents the divine masculine, and the left side the divine feminine. And each chakra represents something different as well. We'll go into chakras a little bit later, but if you are resonating with that, you can. There's so much information on the internet on them; it's not funny. But each one will sort of represent something different. You can kind of guess that your throat chakra is center of communication, expression, inspiration, and you know, your root chakra, obviously sort of safety, stability, comfort. Makes sense, being the one that grounds you. So there's lots of information about that. So when we go into doing a one-on-one healing, I literally just open up to the energies that I've been attuned to, and they start flowing through me and into you. And it's such an awesome feeling. I love it. And they whoosh in and out, and it's gorgeous. And then just things come to me. I can see people who have passed over. If you're ready for me to see that, I seem to have this connection with children. So if you've had miscarriages or terminations, often the children come through that are growing up on the other side. Freaks people out a bit. Some people absolutely love it. Some people don't want to know about it. Can you see that sun coming through now? It's so gorgeous. So I just let it happen and write. So you can expect in a healing, sometimes the changes are instant, and one person might just want one healing and their life goes on a completely different path. I always leave it up to the client to ascertain whether they need more healings when they're ready. Some like to come every week, some not so much. I've got a client that popped up after about a year. And so you'll know when you're ready, and you'll know how your body responds to the healing. So I think what people love the most is you have an hour's rest, so that's lovely. And you can just go to sleep, and sometimes sleeping is the best way to integrate the energies or let them flow through you. But I think the thing that people love the most is the guidance that I get, because it's from you, and it's freaky because they're things that I just don't know. So it's, describing people that you see on the other side, or, it's actually a really comforting and beautiful thing. So, what could you expect? Perhaps I had a beautiful client who I just love and adore, and she is so fabulous. And I'm sure she won't mind. I won't tell you who she is, but she came up and she sort of said, "You're my last resort." And I said, "Okay, cool, excellent. Would you like a cup of tea?" "No, I just want to get this healing done." I'm like, "Okay." So we went in, did the healing, and we sat on the floor afterwards with a cup of tea, and I just went through the guidance, and, I said, "What's happening with your neck?" It's like, ugh. And she burst into tears, and she said, "That's why I'm here." She said, "I've been to, doctors, I've had x-rays, I'm going for an MRI, nothing is coming up." And I know it sounds really simple, and that's the beauty of this energy healing, is it's actually can be as simple as this. So what we got from the guidance was that there was a blockage between her heart and her thoughts and her mind. So she was thinking she had to be a certain way, but in her heart and in her truth, and if she was living authentically, it would be very different to how she was living her life at that moment. And the stiffness in the neck was just there as a guide. It's guidance to say, hey, it's gone too far, like you've disconnected again. So you get this pain in your neck where you can't move. So you can see how the energy can't get through, because this mind is so strong and so like, I'm doing this is the type of person I am, but really deep down, no, not. So I just said some things like, all right, what they're guiding you to do is just get your hair out of that severe ponytail and have it flow a little bit freer, and perhaps get out of those structured, suits and sort of into some flowy clothes. We lived in Singapore after all. Take your shoes off. It's about, I said, just channel that inner hippie and stop writing those lists, and let's see what happens. Let's see if the neck pain disappears. And guess what? It actually did. But it came back, and that's fine. That's when she comes back for a healing, and then we do another one, and then we go deeper into the problem as well. So, we go deeper and deeper and uncover other things. And so each time she makes a change and she takes the advice on board, if you don't, it's no good, it's not going to work. But if you do, and you take the action to change, then it actually will change your life. She came running up the stairs like one day, 4 weeks later, she looked fantastic. And she said, "Oh my God, it's just a miracle. It's like, I've never not had this, and I feel so good." And she said, "I loved this." Once she said she was going to a party, and she got out she was just a stunning woman, beautiful, gorgeous girl, and great figure. And she said, "I got out this tight dress, which I usually wear." And then she looked at it and she went, "No, Rach wouldn't like that. She wouldn't be happy with that. I've got to wear something floaty." And so she pulled out a really colourful, floaty, gorgeous goddess gown, wore her hair a different way, flat shoes, just really honouring herself, her authentic self. So once you are honouring your authentic self, you're so much more attractive, because you're so much more confident and in alignment with you. So you can't go wrong, And she said she was blown away by the comments she got, like how radiant she looked and how amazing she was. She was like generating this amazing energy. So it's so extraordinary, and that's one massive thing I would say comes up a lot is people not living their authentic, truthful lives, not living the life they want to live. And we'll go into that a lot more later too. So yeah, it's about, sometimes we just forget who we are, and we've really, in order to find that peace and that happiness, authenticity is absolutely key. You have to follow your bliss, as Wayne Dyer says. Like, just do what makes you happy. That's all you need to do. And sometimes you just forget what that is. I'm going to put the link down below for a one-on-one energy healing. I'm going to just try and do one a day at the minute. And it really is, as I say, life-changing. I'm working with a couple of cancer patients at the moment, which is so rewarding and so incredible. We might talk about that in a different session. But any dis-ease in your body, so dis-ease being something that doesn't feel quite right, we can release and work on. That's what energy healing does. It shifts the energy. It unblocks things. It can just make you feel calmer. I can guarantee it'll make you feel calmer, more stable, more in line with your truth, your authenticity. So if you're feeling stuck, if you're feeling depressed, if you're feeling low, any of those things, then a session would actually really benefit you. Yeah, so link down below for that. And remember, I'm up for any questions. I'm just going to play it by ear how this channel rolls. So I'm not sure what we'll talk about. Normally when I go on my run in the morning, I get some inspiration. So I'll probably use the songs I hear as inspiration, or what I see, or what's happening in my life. So then we can build this little community of getting through life together. And it really is just perception. So it's just, if things aren't going right, I promise you, if you look at them differently, they will. So perhaps tomorrow or whenever, we'll talk about just the ability to look at things differently. And I will absolutely tell you that there are always positives, even from a situation that looks so hideously foul. Something positive will come of it. I can actually promise you that. So until then, take care, book a healing if you need to. Send your questions through. I will try and answer them all. And lots of love, and take care.